Hello, good people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Reno Omokri, who was the former media aide to President Goodluck Jonathan, has decided not to remain quiet, but also to send very strong statement to the current Minister of Transportation, talking about Rotimi Amaechi. Some days ago, Amaechi came up with the reason why the current administration is facing bandits and all of that is traceable to the administration of Goodluck Jonathan, that what Goodluck left behind was not even enough to take care of the country for 3 weeks. The Jonathan's aide, Reno Omokri, have decided to step in to correct the narrative and also to give Nigerians a brief history of who Amaechi is. And also in another news, the youth of a particular community in Kogi state have stepped up fight against kidnapping in their area, and they have sent out some very strong statement to those who are representing them both in the state and also federal constituency or federal law. That's the Senate and the House of Representatives. We're going to be looking at all of that in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. Reno Omokri has slammed the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, over his unflattering comments about the former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Amaechi, in a recent interview with Channels TV, said the money left behind by Goodluck Jonathan when he left office in 2015 couldn't have sustained Nigeria for 3 weeks. Reacting to his comment via his IG page, Reno, who was a media aide to Jonathan, described Amaechi as a liar. He wrote thus, he said, "This is exactly what Jonathan left behind on May 29, 2015, that Amaechi said could not sustain Nigeria for 3 weeks. Foreign reserve of $28.6 billion, $2.2 billion in the excess crude account, $5.6 billion Nigeria liquefied natural gas limited dividends, over $1 billion investment via the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority. Rotimi Amaechi is just a liar who thinks he can get APC's vice presidential slot by attacking former President Jonathan. 2023 is near. The whole of Nigeria will soon see what Buhari will leave behind apart from the $40 trillion naira debt. Amaechi began life as Peter Odili's houseboy, and that inferiority complex has refused to leave him. Sadly, he has a perpetual problem with self-worth, and Nigerians are cautioned not to take him seriously. And also in another news, the youth of Mokpamoru community in Kogi State have decried the recent spate of robbery and kidnapping in the local government. In a public demonstration carried out on Tuesday, the youth marched across various communities in the LG in condemnation of what many describe as an evil development. According to the youth, Mokpamoru has been peaceful until the influx of Fulani-stroke herdsmen settlers believed to have been displaced from southwestern part of the country on similar allegation of kidnapping, robbery, assault, and farm destruction. The youth who were chanting "Fulani must go, Bororo must go" in their protest also alleged that a chief in Mokpa called Sunday Asikba and another man known as Ilorin abhor and provide information to these suspected criminal elements in the community. The youth during the peaceful protest appealed to traditional rulers, the chairman of the local government, and their representative at the state and federal level to please come to their aid in securing the release of the kidnapped victim and avert the looming evil bedeviling the local government. Few days ago, youth hunters and vigilante personnel in a joint force were also reported to have attempted to apprehend some of the suspected criminals following the abduction of one Mr. Sunday Agbogu, whose car was abandoned beside the road. The suspected criminal escaped, but two motorcycles with plate number Kogi KNE 41UM and Kogi LKJ were recovered from them. It should also be recalled that in a recent video being peddled on the social media, a certain old man paraded by the Nigerian police operative confessed that he has been involved in smuggling out by some nomadic Fulani in Isanglu, Nyagba East local government and Efo, Mugbamuru local government. The youths are calling on all security agencies and persons in position of authority to rush to their aid. Wow, now this has triggered a lot of reactions, but first of all, let's look at the first issue that was in discourse, talking about the case of Reno Omokri lambasting the Minister of Transportation. I mean, one of the things that Nigerian politicians are really fond of doing is presenting, always saying things that is not in sync with political strategy. You understand? For example, every time you want to, get some acolytes from the people, you will start talking about your predecessor, how he had ill performance, how his performance was nothing to write home about and all of that. It makes no sense. The most important thing to Nigeria is, okay, we have gone past that time. What will you do? What have you done thus far to change the narrative of the country? That is what really matters. Because the issue, when I heard Amaechi coming up to talk about that the reason for increment in banditry was because of the poverty level, story here, story there, and all of that, it's just a cover-up story for some of the failures that we have seen in this current administration. All of that does not really count. Whether Jonathan did not perform or whether Jonathan performed, the first thing you have to take to mind is whenever you're taking up leadership position, you must be ready to take to yourself both the assets and the liability of your predecessor, and then prove to the people that you have the capacity to change the narrative. When you came on board, at least you must have seen some good parts of that government, what that government did. What did you do after then to improve on it? And those things that you consider to be like liability, banditry was this, what did you do to correct it? Today, we're still talking about Jonathan. After he left power for 6 years, the government came in, we gave them the first opportunity, and now the second one, and you're still making reference to them. Now, that alone is enough proof not to allow such a person to enter into leadership position, because he will also start from, maybe possibly in his own case, if he's granted an opportunity to be in a lead position, for example, presidential position or vice presidential position, he will start his blame game from the inception of democracy. Now, that is the reason why his own administration is not performing. And you don't need those such people around. Let's look for people who are ready to carry the baggages that we have currently and still prove to Nigerians that he can change the narrative. That's the kind of people that we want. People who will step into the big shoes that will be given to them and they do visible things. Whether we like it or not, Jonathan was far better in terms of what Nigerians enjoy. Nobody, both in the north and in the south, will tell you that Jonathan was quite superb compared to this current administration. So right now, we are not going back to the failures of our predecessors. Makes little or no sense. Move ahead. We are going ahead, not to begin to cast aspersion, cast blame on this person. Oh, he did not perform well and all of that. I knew very well that Reno Omokri, who was the aides to Jonathan, was going to come for him, because at least if I know nothing about Reno Omokri, when it comes to details, no matter how long it is, it's in his fingertips, and I was so sure that I was going to come for him, because for you to come out to say the money that was left behind couldn't sustain Nigeria for 3 weeks, then I don't think that was, true. You understand? Apart from that, this administration or any administration that will take up Nigeria is not going to do a fresh fight and start regenerating money with their idea. Already we have structures on ground that can still put food on the table of Nigeria if there is no even leader in this country. At least we know that their money is coming in from the federation account, all the state government, all the revenue from FIRS and other revenue generating agencies go straight to the federation account. So what are we talking about? So that's not important. And I knew so well that kind of reason will not hold any water. It can be written off anytime, any day. But however, we are hoping to see new set of guys who will take over Nigeria, and then everyone will go smiling. Talking about the issue of insecurity in Kogi State, I think that with the situation on ground, Nigerians must wake up to take responsibility over this issue of insecurity. Whether we like it or yes, we will keep seeing insecurity grow. It has come to stay, and we do not really have all that it takes to fight it. And apart from just that, we also know that what is ongoing has root causes, and until those root causes are being dealt with, there is no way we can stop it then. So in our different community level and all of that, let's just wake up and see how we can put an end to it, because without that, it's going to affect all of us. And if it's going to affect all of us, it therefore means that Nigerians are going to see it at the point where we have to see it as part of the life that we have to do, which is not a good one. You understand? Kogi guys are doing a great job. Just keep on, fighting. But don't look up to, say, our federal representative, state representative, the lawmakers and all of that. It wouldn't help the situation. Thus far, we've started seeing, even these bandits hitting on those same people. If they could salvage themselves, then there would have been hope. But if these so-called bandits are going after them and also taking them into captivity, then every other person needs to, come up and join forces together. We stay as one and fight this whole thing down. That's what